Hello, Guy Glidden, here again, and I'm going to provide you with a screencast because it's close to the end of the class, and so I'm going to get a lot of questions, I suspect, about what happens at the end of this class, how we're going to end this sucker, and what are you going to do to get everything done that you need to do for the assignment. So this screencast is going to answer some questions about dates for ending the semester, arrangements for assignments, going to talk about incomplete grades, and how you resolve incomplete grades. So let's move forward, and of course this is nothing more than a review of the 6 assignments of the class. And now you probably know where you stand on these, but in case you're not really sure, I am right now in the process of developing an assignment summary sheet for each of you that will be developed and distributed to everybody in the course during the week of December the 3rd, halfway through that week right now, so it's going to be coming pretty quickly. This is simply going to be a personalized sheet. It's going to list each assignment that you're responsible for. If it's you've completed the assignment, it's going to tell you that on it, and it's also going to tell you how many points you've earned on that assignment. So it's a quick way to simply tell you, and for you and I to communicate at any point in time about what you got done, what you got left to do, and this will continue beyond the end of this semester if we need to. But let's go on to that a little bit here, because here are some critical dates for the end of this semester. Now, fall semester ends on Friday, December 14th. That's a week from this coming Friday. Commencement's on Saturday, December the 15th. That may not have much of an impact on most of you, but it's nice to throw in there anyway. And as an instructor, I'm required by Newman to post my grades. That means submit them to the registrar's office no later than noon on Tuesday, December the 18th. So if you want to make sure that you get a grade posted on the date that you can post them, Tuesday the 18th, I will need completed assignments from you by Monday, December the 17th, if I'm going to post grades on December the 18th. That gives me overnight to do any grading, and so that's the process. But here's the thing that you need to know. I will make liberal use of the process of incomplete grades, and a grade of incomplete will be posted if all of your assignments have not been completed. So I'm not going to give anybody a failing grade until you either A, tell me that you want a failing grade, or B, demonstrate that you're not going to complete the assignments and do what you need to do to get a passing grade in the class. So, if the date that I showed you just before here, December 17th and 18th pass, and I don't have completed assignments for you, I'm going to submit a grade of INC, incomplete for you for this class. Now, an incomplete grade allows for you to complete the work on the assignments. And you need to know that grades for fall 12 semester must be resolved on or before Tuesday, May the 18th. If they're not resolved by that date, they automatically do become grades of F. So, point being, you've got lots of time to do what you need to do to complete assignments. I don't want to give you any scare techniques or techniques. I'm more than willing to work with you on your timeline. However, I will ask you, and that's what we'll get to if, for example, we get to the 18th and I do complete this incomplete grade, I'm going to send a nice little message to you and say, I'd sure like to see a plan on your part for how you're going to complete these assignments. Nothing formal, no big deal about it, no bureaucratic red tape, but I just think everybody needs a plan. Without a plan, sometimes the best intents get lost. So we don't want to lose track of these critical dates. Now, there of course are some cases where you wouldn't want an incomplete grade. And what are those? Well, obviously, if you are going to be among those folks who plan to receive your diploma in December, be a fall 2012 graduate, you're not going to want an incomplete grade. Don't think that applies to anybody in this group, but that would be one factor where an incomplete grade would simply delay your graduation. So that would be one factor that an incomplete grade would not meet your needs if you had planned to get your degree in this upcoming commencement. There also are some financial aid issues that you need to know about, so let me sort out the process. Number one, sometimes there are scare tactics that say that people will try to tell you that you can't receive a student loan if you have an incomplete grade. That is not true. You can receive a student loan and also have an incomplete grade. The requirements for a student loan is you must demonstrate progress. So if anybody raises a question about that, all you need to do is direct them to me. I will be glad to provide a letter that says you are making progress towards the completion of the class. So it's not an uncommon process that graduate students do get incomplete grades, and they can get student loans with that. So put that scare tactic to rest. It's not going to be the case. But on the other hand, if you are planning to receive a tuition reimbursement from an agency other than Newman, and there are school districts in Kansas that do that, there are private employers who reward students upon the completion of courses by doing tuition reimbursements. Of course, you can't get a tuition reimbursement until you get the incomplete grade resolved. Again, don't know if this applies to anybody in this group, but we've had this in the past. People merely took an incomplete grade, and then they said, well, I need to apply for my tuition reimbursement. We said, not so fast. You can do that, and we will be glad to report your completed passing grade just as soon as you've earned it, but an incomplete grade doesn't handle that process. So that could be your situation there. Also, occasionally there are people who need to use their transcripts to show that they've completed a certain number of courses, either for licensure purposes or for employment purposes or various kinds of things. Well, if you have an incomplete grade on your transcript, that can be a limiting factor. So again, you need to be aware of that situation, and so, and I guess that goes to the summary panel, which is, number one, know your situation about incomplete grades. I've tried to give you the information that you have here, but if you have specific circumstances, unique cases that I have not covered or don't even know about here, need to let me know. As your instructor, I'm more than happy to do research for you, make sure that you're getting good information, but I need to know your questions first, so help me out. And then the other thing I want to mention is you need to develop a plan to resolve incomplete grades. So talk to me. Let me know what your plan is. I can help you. I want you to be successful in this class. I want you to succeed in every possible way. So help me to do that. Don't keep it to yourself. Next statement is incomplete grades, and I've got the wrong word down here, it should be are not encouraged, but adult students have special needs. Now, I know that if you talk to the people at Newman who are accustomed to dealing with undergraduate students, and keep in mind, for an undergraduate student in many cases, particularly traditional age undergraduate students, education or going to school is their number one and their only priority in life right now. But in our program, we deal with adults. You're adults, you have families, you have jobs, you have other responsibilities. We fully understand that completing a course is not necessarily the most immediate pressing priority that you have in your life. So in that case, I'm more than happy to justify incomplete grades so that you can do things according to your own timeline. And again, I want you to use the incomplete grade process if it allows you to meet your goals for graduate study. Again, I hope this answers your questions. If it doesn't, the clue is right on this page. Talk to me. You've got my email address. We could certainly have the opportunity to talk further. And if you have special circumstances or special questions that I need to be aware of as you're working to complete this course, I need to know what those are so we can work together. Again, thank you very much. I hope this helps you to complete the course successfully.